Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and with this video, I'll be discussing my thoughts on episode 17 of the anime series, Ushio to Tora, and the hype is real with this one. My excitement was through the roof for this one. It was all kinds of badass. I have been talking for some time now about Ushio's forging alliances, creating allies in all the lives he's positively affected and or saved, going back a while now, and we see all of them being called upon to save his very soul in this episode, and it's not even complete by the end of it. But I mean, just seeing all of these characters coming back together, and I really thought it was going to be building up to them all coming into the fray when he was about to sort of confront Hakumen no Mono, you know, like toward the end of the series. But we're seeing, because he did in fact get that warning, and he sort of went within, you know, Moritsuna, regardless of the warnings that he could lose himself to save Moritsuna for June and everything. He very much has given his soul. You know, he spoke to the beast spirit itself and said, take my soul, consume it, if it means I can, you know, save Moritsuna for June and all this stuff. And he's become all consumed. He's become transformed into full-on beast, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. And just, they call out everybody. They call everybody into effect. And I'm loving it. I'm loving seeing all of these characters, all these memorable characters, going all the way back to Nakamura and Inoue, who are his childhood friends and everything. They are part of this whole, you know, sort of posse to save him. You see Reiko, the woman whose father was like, you know, the painter and had lost his soul, had been transformed into a demon and had created a suicidal daughter in Reiko, and now she wants to live and she wants to save and help save Ushio and everything. Saya and Omamori are in here. You know, who's basically, she came under the attack of that, you know, sky yokai or whatever in the plane and everything like that, and she's been so enamored with Ushio, and there's a little bit of tension between she and Nakamura, because Nakamura is coming from that tsundere sort of friendship, you know, I'm going to call him stupid and everything for getting into trouble, and Yu takes it personally. She's like, this cat has been saving people, and you have the balls to call him stupid and everything. So you have that, you have Hinoa. You know, even though she is sort of opinionated and, you know, she's very much sort of, I guess, pointedly looking at the beast spirit itself, not so much concerned with Ushio, she gets smacked back into reality by June because she's not as powerful as June. And June is one who was, like, said to have failed in her attempt at training to wield the beast spear and everything. Moritsuna, Nagare, you know, Izuna, being the one who gets the comb, they realize, you know, per what the Kohami sect tells them, and basically you have Shigure, Ushio's dad, you know, rallying all these people. They have to get the comb that was blessed and passed down from his mother in order to comb out that beastly hair. And I guess as they're combing it out, as we see, it's taking chunks of this hair out of him, and I guess it's meant to reverse the process. I love, though, that coinciding with this, and do we find, you know, as I say, Ushio's mind is aware within himself. He can't control anything, but he knows what's happening. He very much almost goes on the attack and attacks a woman, you know, with a baby carriage and everything, and her child. He even doesn't, you know, want his body to just ruthlessly ravage all these yokai creatures and everything that they're coming in contact with. And he feels like he's losing consciousness at one point, but there is this very stark and momentous, you know, sort of situation and scenario that plays out where suddenly he's hearkening back to the forger of the beast spear in spirit form. And I found this captivating as all hell, because this forger is like spilling fire out of his mouth and everything. You know, he's breathing fire to forge this thing. And he's talking about his hatred for Hakumen no Mono. And Ushio's first reaction is a very telling one to his nature, to his character. He's like, why do you hate Hakumen no Mono so much? You know, even now, even knowing what Hakumen no Mono, what its desires are, to be freed and to rule and enslave the world, to rid it of all yokai, its own kind, commit genocide, and enslave humanity and feed off its despair and sadness, even knowing all of that, or knowing some of that. I mean, it's surprising still that Ushio, he wants to understand. He doesn't want to just blindly go into battle and take everyone for their word and take down Hakumen no Mono without understanding it himself. and knowing what the risks are and knowing what the dangers are. And so he's putting it to this spirit who can't even answer him. It doesn't even know. It has forgotten. So much time, so many hundreds of years has passed. It doesn't even remember what it's fighting for anymore and why it has consumed so many souls. And it's just mind-bogglingly awesome. You know, we kind of open this episode too with the Kohami sect, you know, encountering this founder spirit, which again we call back on the idea that his friend Inoue may have some history in, you know, the whole yokai, you know, priestess apprenticeship thing, because this founder spirit Jime looks very much like her, as Nakamura points out. And this is again sort of alongside Shigure, you know, Ushio's father. This spirit is what is sent to rally all of the troops, all of these women and everything that Ushio has positively affected, and just, you know, get them all in one place at one time to be able to comb that hair out and to try to reverse that, you know, soul possession effect that's going on with the beast spear. And it seems as though there's some hints that he's actually heading somewhere, a cave, and I don't know if this is what he's actually speaking, the Kamui Kotan or whatever it is. He says that, and we also, you know, see it referenced a couple of times. I don't know if that's the name of the cave or if that's something else, but whatever it is, it seems like this will pose the greatest challenge of all, to see if he is truly meant to be the one sole wielder of the beast spear, at least in this modern incarnation, I would be left to assume. And everyone is fighting for him as we leave off with this episode. And another thing too, blink and you'll miss it, but Hyo is actually chilling nearby. I'm wondering if he's going to actually come into play in the next episode. I was hoping we'd see more of his character. And it's always kind of funny because, you know, you have Hyo and then you have the Hyo, the you know, Hakumen no Mono's sort of sperm-looking yokai creatures that are trying to destroy Ushio. And that was a little confusing when we first debuted them. I think somebody translated it wrong. And I had assumed that, you know, Hyo, the guy, was actually coming back at that point. But we do see he's in the area. He may have a vague idea of what's going on, and maybe he'll come into play, maybe he won't, I don't know. But yeah, just goosebumps at the fact that all of these memorable characters are all working together. They are all, like, we're seeing them all in this episode. You know, it's going to continue into the next. Bring on next week ASAP. You know, my excitement for it is through the roof because I didn't expect it to play out this soon, to have all these characters come together, all these alliances, as I say, that Ushio has forged in his benevolence, in his heroism, and all this kind of stuff, his selflessness. All of these people are eagerly coming together. They will sacrifice whatever they can to repay him for his, you know, having saved them and everything like that. It was just an incredible episode. And I can't wait to see what happens next. I'm sure they're going to be able to reverse this process, but what is going to be the penultimate next step? Is he going to still continue his journey looking for his mother? Is he going to take time off and go and visit this cave, if that is the Kamui Katan, whatever it is, and, you know, prove himself to be the one true master of the beast spear? Will he have quelled the beast spear at that point? Will it be more in his submission, and will he more control it if he's able to do that, if he's capable of it? I can't wait to find out. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below. If you've been watching Ushio to Tora, if you've seen episode 17, were you as gangbusters as I was for it? If not, why not? Let me know in the comments below. Love having the conversation with you guys. Even if we agree to disagree and have different POVs on the entire scenario, just chatting it up is all kinds of awesome sauce. So, yeah, otherwise that'll be pretty much it for me on this. Hope this video finds you well, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.